Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Seema here. Today we are learning 5 no tug, no fog DIY masks that we will be making from beginner to advanced level with using different materials. So without further ado, let's get in. For the first mask, we'll be using a shopping bag. Please make sure that you use a thick bag and not the thin version like this because it doesn't help you. We are going to be using both the layers. So I will just be using this small bag. Now, before I begin, the materials you need are scissors. You need a glue gun with a glue stick. If you don't have that, you can use a fabric glue, and you would need an elastic. So all I do is I fold about 6 inches up and make a mark, just folding that and cutting it away. That's all I'm going to do right now. Next, I'm creasing from the sides about an inch, folding it in, and then creasing it with my thumb. Now I'm making holes for the elastic. It'll just snip away a little bit from the folded edge on both sides. Now you will need to cut your elastic to the size from ear to ear. So measure from your ear to the other ear behind your head, and then cut the elastic about a little bit longer than that. Next, as you can see, I'm just adding the glue, attaching the elastic on both ends. As I said earlier, this goes behind your ear, right, to the other ear. So we are using two elastics here and attach them both like this. Next, you will take them and make folds like this on the edge and attach with glue. These are just to shorten the length and also to be able to, so that you have the to accommodate your nose and mouth area, so it expands. Just make sure that you glue them tightly. Next, you would put it from the other end, this, and attach it like we did the previous one. I'm sorry, I'm out off camera a little. I was having trouble putting this elastic in, but once you're done, now you can leave it at this, or you can fold the edges, you can shorten the edges. I'm just removing a little bit of the fabric so that it's easier to fold. You can just leave it like that as well. It's just not a very important step, and your mask is ready. So this is the first one. If you're here for, there are timestamps, so you can go to the next one or the next one depending on what kind of level of skills you have. Here again, as you can see, I've taken a piece of t-shirt, and I'm just drawing this petal shape. It's about, again, about 5.5 to 6 inches in length, and about 3.5 to 4 inches in breadth. Now this doesn't cover all the way to the end of your cheek or towards the ear. It will just cover your mouth and nose and a little bit of the cheek. Since this was a jersey fabric that I'm using, so this expands a little also. So you can, now you need 4 pieces pieces of these petal shapes. As you can see here, I'm cutting out two, and then I'll be cutting out two more. Now that we have all the pieces ready, what we need to do is we will take two pieces together, and then we will start sticking them on one side. I'm trying to show you with that you can stick it with fabric glue as well, but since I need them to dry out as fast as possible, so I'll just go ahead and do it with the hot glue gun. Be very careful while using the hot glue gun. Make sure that you don't hurt yourself, and you will repeat the same process with the other two pieces. So here I have it ready, and as you can see, it's all nice and done. The next step is going to be when we will take these two pieces, and for this one we will be using one piece of elastic, again the same length from your ear to ear, and we will be attaching them a little bit differently. So we take the wrong sides opposite to each other, and the good thing is with this fabric is there is no fraying, so you don't need to fold in the edges. You can just leave them raw and you can use them. So this is why I am not going to be doing the edges and just sticking them together and not doing anything else to the edges. So as you can see, I'm just applying glue, and as I was trying to tell you guys that you should not be careless with your glue gun, and I got hurt. Nonetheless, we stick it about 2 inches in towards the circle as we go, and then we will add our elastic to this. Just make sure you try and keep the edges together, and then you will come to the opposite side, continue gluing and come to the opposite side. The thing is, we will not stick the elastic right opposite where we have stuck on this side. We will do it a little askew from there, as you will see. Again, as I reach about 2 inches, a little bit diagonally opposite, yeah, I will go ahead and add my elastic there. Be very careful. I tend to hurt myself all the time with the glue gun. I hardly ever use the glue gun for this particular reason, but it's quick and it gets the job done faster. So yeah, and this is your second no-sew version of the DIY mask ready. As you can see in the pictures later, or in the beginning I showed you, I was wearing all the 5 masks, and I just clicked the picture so that you will get an idea as to how they look. The next one is again a hand sewing mask. For this I'm using a cotton fabric. However, you can easily use a kerchief. If you have a handkerchief, you can use that, and that should work absolutely fine for you. But since this fabric is thicker, a double layer with this will actually be a little problematic. So I'm using just a single layer of this, and then the inner layer will be of a very thinner fabric so that it's easy to breathe. Be very careful when you are making masks that you don't choose too thick a fabric to make the mask. Again, this is the shape that I'm drawing that I had used for the previous one, and the entire method of how you go about attaching this mask is similar to the previous one. So, but the difference is in the technique as to how we attach it. This will be a sewing mask. I'm going to hand sew the mask completely. And for those of you who are complete beginners and have never sewn it before, and we will go through the process together. Right now, I'm just taking out two more pieces from the lining cloth that I'm going to use. As I said, I'm using uh, a thinner fabric for this particular part because the previous fabric that I used is quite thick, and I just need a very light lining so that it's easily breathable. Okay, I have the needle and thread together. I have tied a knot at the end of the thread. I keep two sides, take the two pieces, get my needle up, and then a few millimeters ahead I take the needle back down, and then I just continue to bring it up and down, go up and down for a few more stitches, and then when I see that my needle is getting filled up, I will pull the needle through completely. Now once you pull the needle through completely, make sure that you pull the fabric back and straighten it out so that it doesn't become like this. So you just need to make sure that you straighten it out, and then you again begin with the same process. Now the entire mask is made in the similar manner that we made the other one just before this, but this one we are hand sewing it. So we will take this piece and attach it all the way on one side, and then I will repeat the same process with the other pieces, the other two pieces that we see here, which are going to form the lining. And then we will see how we attach the elastic. We will also add the no fog feature in this, so for that also I will show you in the next few minutes. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and stitched both the pieces. Now we have to attach these two pieces. Now we be careful that you keep both the sewing sides together. As in the wrong side will be towards you and away from you. That means both the right sides will be in within this, facing each other. And then we will keep it, and we'll mark just for reference. I'm just making a mark that we have to be careful that we go ahead and attach our elastic at that point. So before we start sewing from one end, I'm just trying to, where the folds are or where the fabric is going to be a little double, I'm just putting them on opposite sides, and we will start sewing like we did the first few stitches. We'll go, and when we reach that mark or when we reach close to that mark, we have to attach our elastic. So as you can see, I have come to this place about 2.5 inches ahead and the mark that we made. So I'll just take a piece of elastic and go ahead and attach it between the two pieces of cloth, in between the two pieces of cloth, and then I go ahead and stitch it up and down again and continue stitching ahead. Now for those of you who do not know how to measure your elastic, it would be from one ear to the other from the back of your head. So that, and you will add about an inch so that whatever goes inside the between the stitches is compensated for. So as you can see, I have just gone ahead and added the elastic, and I'm going ahead with the stitching. Those of you who have just doing it this for the first time, I'm trying to show you how you will tie a knot at the end of your thread. So you will take the needle through and not completely. Leave a loop and then you take the needle through that loop to tie the knot. You repeat this twice and then you cut off the thread. Next you will need to take another thread and do the stitching ahead. So I've gone ahead and done the entire stitching. Now before I seal it completely, what I'll do is add a piece of floral wire that I have in my stash. I've taken it, folded it, and I'm just going to add it into the circle before I seal the end. So I've just put it inside and I'm going to continue stitching. I have also gone ahead and before sealing opened it out or turned it over so that my elastic is outside, and I am just going to seal it by folding the cloth in, and from the top you can see the stitches. As you can see, I folded the two pieces in and I'm just going around it. So don't forget to do this, otherwise your elastic will never be out and you will have a raw edge on the outside. So you continue stitching, and what I do is I go ahead and stitch all around again, this following the same stitch. Finally I will show you how you will put that wire, hold that wire to one side and then continue stitching. For those of you who find this too fast to follow, you can head over to my blog and you will find a slower video there explaining each and every step. So here I am going to show you. You take that wire that is inside, pull it to one side, one top of the side, top side, and then you hold it between your fingers and go around stitching it. So I will just show you in a second. I'm sorry, it's too fast. Yes. So you can see I'm holding the wire and I will stitch, keeping the wire to the edge. I will stitch, make a stitch around it so that the wire is not moving from that place. So I'm just holding the wire and doing the same stitch that I've been doing. You can use back stitch also if you are somebody who knows how to stitch. You can use back stitch for all of this, or you can also use a blanket stitch for all of the stitching that we have done today. So I'm just sealing it in place so that all the way till the where I can feel that the wire is there. I'm just making a stitch so that the wire doesn't move, and then I go about doing the entire circle again and your mask is done. This wire helps with no fogging. For the third one, what we are doing is, again I'm using two pieces of cloth because my the outer piece that I'm going to, the design that with the printed piece is a little thicker than I need it to be. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a thinner cloth for the inside, which will act as the lining. Now this pieces of cloth you need would be approximately 12 by 6 that you will fold together, and as you can see I'm just taking that piece. I will put a template on it, draw around it, and go ahead and cut all the pieces together. Now for the template, if you want, I have one on my blog. Otherwise this was one that I got from the internet. I will attach this also. I took it from Pinterest, and this is not the template that I made, but there is a template that I made that is also on my blog, available on my blog if you want to download that. It's a little bit of a different shape, but that's works as the same thing. So as you can see, I'm just tracing around the thing, and since I don't need it to go all the way till the end, I'm just folding it and making a mark so that I know I can go ahead and stitch. So you will leave about half an inch all around it and then cut. Now we have pieces of blue and two pieces of blue and two pieces of white. What is the next step is to go ahead and stitch on the curve line, and I will do that and come back. I'm going to be doing this one on the machine, so I'll just make a stitch on the curves and come back. So I've gone ahead and make the curves. Now we need to add the elastic, as this is going to be the outer piece. So what you need to do is put both the right sides together. Take a piece of elastic. In fact, you would need two pieces of elastic for this one. So before we do that, before adding the elastic, we will just go ahead and stitch on this curved line and attach the two pieces. Now take the pieces of elastic that you have already measured and cut and place them between the two layers of fabric. This one. So you can see I'm just going to open this up, put my elastic there, and then go ahead and stitch. And then I will attach it on the other end as well. Now before I seal this whole thing up together, I've left one side open because I need to, like the previous one, we need to turn it over, and I'm removing all the extra fabric that is there, just leaving very little so that there's no bulk on the in the mask and on the edges. So I'm just making small cuts here there that helps with the curve and how it sits on your nose or things. So I'm just removing all the extra fabric. We don't need too much fabric, just enough so that the stitches don't come off. Next we will turn it inside out. I always try to cut the corners at an angle because that gives a nicer finish and gives it no bulk. I just pull the two pieces of elastic out as well as go ahead and turn it out completely, making sure all the edges are out. Next, all I'm going to do is fold these two pieces towards the inside and then add my elastic and go ahead with the stitch. The fabrics, make a crease with your nails if you want. So, and then taking the elastics from the back, you will just add your elastic and go ahead and stitch. I will go ahead and, like the previous one, I will go ahead and make a light stitch all around it. It will also act as a nice decorative stitch and gives the mask a nice shape. Now at this point, if you want to add the wire, you can go ahead and put the wire also in. Now for this one, you can also use a pipe cleaner if you don't have a floral wire at home. So if you added the wire, you would go ahead and add another stitch around that wire, like I will show you in the next one. But I have made a similar mask with the wire. I will just show it to you. See, as you can see, I've made a stitch around where the wire is, or the wire or the plate. I took out, this one was the first one I made, so I had taken out one of the old masks from that we had from the market. I took out the nose piece because I had to throw it. For the third one, we go ahead and take a little bigger fabric and the same template that I used in the previous one. I will take again, we need one long piece, one big piece and one small piece of fabric. You can double it all up also, there is no problem, but it just will be too much fabric around your neck once it falls down. So I'm just tracing around the template, and then at the bottom edge, which is towards the outer edge, I will go ahead and add some fabric at an angle, add a mark at an angle so that I can go ahead and cut. So I'm just making it at an angle like that, and then however long I want that to go, I will take another scale and just mark it at an angle going towards the center, and then I will need to cut it all out like we have done the previous times. I will also cut a smaller lining which is the same shape as the previous one. As you can see, I'm just cutting it out. This is also a scarf mask, so you can wear it around your neck when you don't need to wear the mask on your nose. You can keep it around your neck and it looks nice and dressy. You can make it in different prints, you can embroider it. In fact, you can do all that with all of the masks, but it's, you can see, this was the folded fabric. All I need to do is go ahead and cut another fabric with the same template that we had used previously for the previous mask. And then we will go with the same steps. First two steps are going to be the same as we did with the previous mask. That is, we are going to first stitch each of these two pieces together by making a stitch in the curved part. Then we put them together and make both the curved lines to stitch together. I'm going to leave it open at the bottom, so I can go ahead and add the elastics also at this point. Same formula, you just put in your elastics like that, and you go ahead and stitch the two sides. Because we have this downside open, here I'm showing you how I use the pipe cleaner. I just cut it around and fold the edges, because we don't want anybody getting poked with these. So I just fold it, make sure that it's nicely folded, and then I will just put it in before I stitch the final end. Pipe cleaners are very easily available at most craft stores or stationery stores that keep craft supplies, because it's used in kids crafts a lot. Again, I'm removing the bulk of the fabric, with the folded fabric. I've added the elastics the same way that I did for the last one. And now I'm adding this piece of pipe cleaner to the top. Just try to keep it towards the outer fabric, because then you will have another cushioning of the inner fabrics and between the layers of fabric, so that it acts as another safeguard. I've just gone ahead and stitched. As you can see, I've just gone ahead and stitched it here, and so that it doesn't move around. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and push out all the corners, make sure that it is nice and inside, and then go ahead and make a stitch on the other side. See, I've already added the elastic the same way as I had shown you. Now I'm going to fold this inner fabric up and make a stitch, and then I will go around the larger piece of the fabric and stitch it, fold it and stitch it. You can make this mask with hand stitching as well. If you're good at it and you don't have a machine at home, you can absolutely make it using hand stitched things. As you can see here, I've gone ahead and done the stitching. I did that darker because I don't wanted you to see it. I've just gone ahead and stitched all the fabric. Next, what I do is I go ahead and add some pleats to this part of the fabric. You can leave it just like that, but it just helps with the folds and around your neck. So I just go ahead and add the pleats. I fold the fabric like this and then go ahead and stitch it. Hold it and stitch it. You can pin it down and go ahead and add stitches, or you can just fold it like this and hold it. And then finally, once you have done the folding, you will add it to the elastic, the bottom elastic. What it does is, when you are wearing the mask, it will just give a nice finish to your scarf. So you can wear it to office, and you can match it up. It can work as a accessory rather than just being a scarf around your neck, because you're not wearing it all the time. Only when you're interacting with people. You don't need to wear scarves all the time. You need it when you are interacting with people or there are people around you. So you can just pull it up. It's easy to pull up, and you can just go ahead and do that. I have just shown you how I've gone ahead and attached it to the lower part of the lower elastic. And this is now ready. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if there is any questions, you can always ask me. Also, I would like you to know that there are slower videos available on my blog, so head on over to my blog for a detailed video for each of them. Thank you for watching once again. I hope to see you soon again. Bye.